The Buffalo Bills just made some amazing picks in the NFL draft. They got deeper, they covered areas they were weak in, and I think the Bills surprised a lot of people last season with how they were still so good despite losing their wide receiving room, but I think that just speaks volume to how good Josh Allen truly is and how he can just completely put a team on his back. The Bills offense really stayed about the same in terms of production. Obviously, there were some young players on that offense that really stepped up and had good seasons, but to me, it just felt like the defense held the Bills back a little bit. And the defense is the reason this team has not been able to get over the hump and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Obviously, the Bills were right there. I thought the officiating and the spots completely screwed them over, but mathematically, the Bills eventually have to win and have to get over the hump. And I think the Bills front office knew exactly what they needed to do in this draft, and they went out there, got their guys, and also made some good pickups in free agency too. So in this video, I want to talk about it all. I want to talk about the selections of Maxwell Hairston, T.J. Sanders, and also Landon Jackson, and what they will be bringing to the Buffalo Bills, the scouting reports, and so much more. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so let's first start off talking about the Bills' first round pick in Maxwell Hairston, a corner out of Kentucky. And before I get into anything about him on the football field, I just want to say that the Bills are getting a great human being and a guy that can fit right into the locker room and in the culture immediately. There was a video that went viral of him congratulating and looking super happy for every single guy that got picked before him until it was ultimately his turn to go. He just looks like a guy that is fun to be around and just brings good vibes. Alright, now let's talk about the football side of things. He's 6'1", but some people list him as 6 foot or even 5'11", so kind of varies, kind of like Kevin Durant. He weighs 186 pounds, but can be up to 190. He ran a 4.28 40-yard dash, which was the fastest of the 2025 NFL Combine, and his arm length is nearly 32 inches. In terms of his skill set and strengths, obviously he brings elite speed to the table with his 4.28 40-yard dash, and those numbers do not lie at all because his closing burst and recovery speed show up on tape as well, making him a true asset against vertical threats and in catch-up situations. In terms of his ball skills and turnover production, he's known for his high turnover rate. He finished his college career with 6 interceptions, 16 passes defended, and 3 forced fumbles. He holds the Kentucky record for most career pick sixes and led the SEC with 5 interceptions in 2023. He really excels in press coverage. He uses his long arms to disrupt receivers at the line. He also in zone shows strong vision. He can read quarterbacks and can anticipate routes to make plays on the ball. He definitely has a knack for capitalizing on tipped or errant passes and demonstrates advanced route recognition, allowing him to adapt to multiple coverage schemes. In terms of his competitiveness and his character, which I already talked about, he's definitely highly competitive, he's energetic, and he's just a positive locker room presence. His leadership and support for teammates have been highlighted by both coaches and the media. There definitely are some weaknesses though, and areas for improvement in his game. The first would be his tackling and physicality. While he is a willing tackler, his physicality is definitely inconsistent, especially in the open field. He sometimes shies away from contact and can struggle against bigger, more physical receivers and ball carriers, so he's definitely going to need to beef up a little bit. He's going to need to develop a more aggressive mindset. And then for his footwork and his transitions, his footwork can be a little bit inconsistent. It occasionally leads to wasted steps, which can be exposed by those elite route runners, and there are a lot of them in the NFL. And then, of course, he has those size concerns because of his slight build, and that leads to everything I just talked about. But I definitely do think he can fit in Buffalo's scheme because they like to utilize a mix of zone and man coverage, often relying on corners with strong instincts and ball skills, and Hairston's ability to excel in both press and zone makes him a seamless fit for Sean McDermott's defense. Now moving on, let's talk about T.J. Sanders. He's 6'3", pushing 6'4". He weighs 305 pounds. His arm length is 33 1/4. He went to South Carolina. He was a Gamecock, and he was selected 41st overall in the second round by the Bills. Sanders is a highly impressive run defender. He's known for his ability to win at the point of attack with powerful, quick hands and excellent leverage. He consistently gains control of blocks, often standing up interior offensive linemen and maintaining gap integrity. His long arms allow him to extend, disengage, and escape blocks, making him effective at stuffing inside runs and closing gaps quickly. And then his mentality prioritizes shutting down running lanes over chasing sacks, a mindset that aligns well with the Bills' defensive philosophy. Sanders is definitely a guy who is considered athletic for his size, with elite lateral quickness and agility that allows him to play multiple positions along the defensive front. Here were some of his numbers at South Carolina. He played 39 games, he started in 16 of them, he made 109 tackles, 17.5 tackles for a loss, and had 9.5 sacks. In 2024, he had 9 starts with 50 tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, 6 QB hurries, and then 1 pass breakup, and he was named first team All-SEC and third team All-American SEC Interior Defender of the Year. Here is why I think that Sanders fits in the Buffalo Bills system. First of all, he has a great ability to play both 1-tech and 3-tech roles. He gives the Bills flexibility in their fronts, allowing him to pair with Ed Oliver or rotate as needed. The Bills definitely needed to bolster their run defense, especially with aging veterans, and then Buffalo's scheme under Sean McDermott values upfield penetration and interior disruption traits, and Sanders brings that in abundance. Initially, Sanders probably will rotate behind Daquan Jones, but he could push for a starting role by the end of 2025, and he could become a long-term fixture by 2026, which really is what the Bills want. So in conclusion, TJ Sanders brings the Bills a blend of run-stopping power, disruptive quickness, and positional versatility. He is an ideal fit for Buffalo's attacking defensive scheme, and he fills a critical need on the interior with the potential to develop into a long-term starter, and he really can be a much-needed difference maker right away. And now for Landon Jackson, the Bills selected him about 20 minutes ago as of the time of this recording. He is 6'6", he's 264 pounds, he's an edge rusher from Arkansas, and he's recognized for his rare combination of length, athleticism, and his relentless motor. He's a 2-time All-SEC selection. Jackson is viewed as a high upside, pro-ready defensive lineman who also fits the Buffalo Bills defensive philosophy and roster needs exceptionally well. One of the main reasons why he fell so far was his 4.68 40-yard dash. That's usually around when these guys get drafted, but I think on the field that lack of speed doesn't really show. He can get after guys on the grass in a game situation. He has a 40.5-inch vertical, which is among the best of defensive ends at the combine, and he has a 10.9 broad jump. In terms of his career and stats at college, he played 3 years as a starter after transferring from LSU. He had 44 total tackles with a season high in 2023. He had 6.5 sacks, 13.5 tackles for a loss, and he broke up 5 passes and forced 2 fumbles. He was named to the first team All-SEC in 2023 and the second team in 2024. In terms of his traits and skills, he is said to have non-stop energy, he chases plays downfield, and he never gives up on reps. He uses his long arms to control blockers, he excels at shaving rush angles, and he plays with violent, sudden hand. In terms of his versatility, he definitely can align at multiple spots along the front. He's very effective on early downs and in run defense. So yeah, that is who the Bills are getting with their first 3 picks of the draft. I think they did very well. I think they addressed their need, and we are about to see a revamped Buffalo Bills defense in 2025. Let me know what you thought about these selections in the comments below. Obviously, it's going to take a while for us to know if they truly pan out or not. I assume the Bills are probably going to go 2 for 3 here. That's just how things usually go. You're not going to hit on every single guy, but I think they got a lot of upside, a lot of potential, and guys who fit their defensive scheme. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video. Let me know if you enjoyed. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. And also, let me know what you'd like to see next, because I'm going to be covering the Buffalo Bills throughout the offseason and also during the season. So make sure to hit that post notification bell so you never miss another upload. And until next time, I will see you all later.